Hi everyone, Aiden here with Etrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the line of Westin Pro E powered running boards. These are going to offer a custom fit solution for a variety of different vehicles to give you powered retracting running boards. So when you close your door, they'll retract. When you open your door, they'll deploy, giving you an easier step up into your vehicle. Let's check them out. Now the ones we have installed today are on a Jeep Wrangler Unlimited, but you can find these for different fits. Just plug your vehicle information into our fit guide and find the right kit for you. Functionally, they're all going to be the same. They're just going to differ in a few different ways, like the motor mounts being designed a little bit differently to fit your vehicle and utilize factory holes, or the running board itself just being a different length so it actually travels the full length of your vehicle. Now, depending on your vehicle and how many doors it has, you'll get a certain number of these door sensors. They'll correspond to a magnet on the door itself, so when they're aligned, it'll detect that the door is closed and retract the boards, and when they're not aligned, it'll know that the door is open and deploy the boards. That's how you get the automatic deployment and retraction with the doors opening and closing. You're also going to get a manual on-off switch. So if I flip this to the off position, the boards will immediately retract whether the doors are open or not, and they'll stay that way. They'll essentially stop working until we turn it back on, and now they'll operate with the doors again. Now the sides operate completely independent from one another. So let's say you're already in the vehicle, picking someone up and they open a passenger door, only the passenger side board will deploy. And the same goes for if it's just you driving your car around. Only the driver's side will deploy when you're getting in and out. So that's pretty cool to know that you've got that independent function from one another. You've probably already noticed the LEDs. These will come on whenever the boards deploy and turn off whenever they retract. And they'll shine down onto the board, giving you a better view of it whenever you're getting in and out. So if it's dark outside, you can actually see the step. And for our case today, where we've got 4 doors on the vehicle, there's going to be 4 LEDs, and they'll correspond to each door spot. The board itself is going to be constructed of aluminum, keeping it lightweight and corrosion resistant. And it's going to be 6 inches wide at the top, so it's going to give you a nice wide step so you can feel a little bit more stable. The powder coat on here is going to give things a nice look, but it doesn't have much of a texture to it, so I'd be a little bit worried about when it's wet like it is right now, being a bit slippery, but the ridges on the top of the step here are designed to help grip the tread of your shoe and give you that grip, but again, because of that lack of texture, that's going to be lacking a little bit. The weight capacity per side is 300 pounds, so jumping up on here, I feel pretty stable. There's certainly a little bit of flex, but that's normal for really any running board. I think the thing that gives me the most confidence in it is the width. Because I've got a stable footing, even with my larger work boots on, I don't feel like I'm going anywhere, and it feels solid. The motors are IP68 rated, which just means that they're going to be highly resistant to water intrusion, which is good. If you're driving around in the rain, you don't want these to get damaged by just some simple water. And depending on your vehicle fit, you might find that the motors point down. Just in relation to the frame on our Jeep today, that's what had to happen at the front. So Westin included these steel brackets, which are quite thick and cover up that motor to prevent any damage from happening to it if you were to kick something up or maybe bottom out a little bit. As far as the installation goes, it's going to vary depending on the vehicles, but overall it's going to be the same process. Some of the things that might differ are your motor mounts. That's going to basically be the brackets and motors all in one unit, and it just might be shaped differently depending on your vehicle. They're going to utilize factory holes though, so you don't have to worry about drilling. And as far as the wiring goes, it's a pretty much plug and play situation. So you don't have to worry about splicing into any existing wires on your vehicle. You just add this to it, and it ends up being a pretty clean install. The wiring harness is quite large, but there's a main control module that everything will plug into, and all of the wires for your lights, your motors, and then your power and ground will come from there and spread out to their respective destinations. But because you don't have to splice anything, it also makes it pretty straightforward and simple. And the one thing I will say about these, yes, they're very nice, but they're not going to be for everyone. Because let's face it, if you're using your vehicle for anything that's just not driving on road, maybe you're going on some overlanding adventures, camping, just anything off-road, you got to think about clearances, and these do drop down quite far. The Jeep we're installing these on today is completely stock though. It's not doing any of that, so something like this works for it. It's just something to keep in mind. You know, if you are taking your vehicle off-road into some pretty extreme environments, you're probably not looking at running boards at all. But if you're just doing some mild off-roading, maybe just doing some camping, then maybe a manual set of boards that are just fixed and don't move at all is going to be the best fit for you. But if you are looking for something that will just tuck up cleanly to the side of your vehicle when it's not in use, then I think this could be a really great option for you. It's a simple install, and I think it's going to be a really clean look. But that was just our look at the line of Westin Pro E running boards for a variety of different vehicle fits. Thanks for watching.